his blurry face, and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We're stressed out.
Hey, what's up, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, Gamer55551, and I am back doing another video. No video game review this time around. I'll try to get to that one as soon as I can. But this one, I'm going to talk about three things. The Ghostbusters, the third one will be Ghostbusters performing poorly at the box office, Suicide Squad in the second week, and why I still... Suicide Squad in the second week, and finally the movie that I saw yesterday. Oh boy. I'll start with that one first. Sausage Party. Where to begin with this one, though, okay? It is. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you with that movie. I'm going to come out very loud and clear. That is a movie you must be high as, and part of my language, high as fuck to see that movie itself. I mean, it was funny. It was literally funny. I will give Seth Rogen credit for what he made about it. The plot itself is just weird in terms of seeing how food sees the world, how they look at us and everything. It's an odd plot. The voice acting is done well and everything. I will say that this is a kind of movie that I would recommend if you are like, if you're like big on, like if you're a fan of Ren and Stimpy, South Park, you're a fan of The Neighborhood, Superbad, and so on. I mean, this is the movie right up your alley, though. I will say the plot, though. I mean, it is silly, though. One part of the plot that I did notice is the part where they had the pita bread and the bagel, which sort of was a take on sort of, the whole Israeli-Palestinian conflict, though. And then there's one scene where I think it's the sauerkraut, I'm not sure, but I think it is, that look like the Nazis, though. And there's a scene where they're attacking the juice and everything. Now, I will admit that the movie, to some people, depending on your point of view, may come off as being very offensive and so on, though. And, I mean, the sauerkraut scene and the bagel and the pita one, yeah, I can understand why, but then again, I mean, I get the joke. I mean, I get what they were trying to do, and being a Jewish person myself, Reformed Judaism to be exact, though, I get the joke, and quite frankly, I didn't find it as offensive or anything like that. I think anybody who goes out claiming that it is, that's a bit ridiculous, though. I think the movie did what it is basically what it set out to do. It's a raunchy, animated, R-rated movie, though. I mean, and there were definitely funny scenes in the movie as well. A lot of swearing, a lot of everything. And you know what? Even for someone who is, has progressive views and has liberal views, I thought it was very funny. It was definitely, I couldn't stop laughing, though, with a lot of the scenes, including near the ending, though, which I will say, I would put it in the same category. The ending is, I won't say this tops it, but I would put it right in the same category as the infamous puppet sex scene from Team America World Police, though. It's the ending, part of the ending, or at least the third act, is right on there. The right spot, right on there as well. It's like, I mean, so, point is though, again, the movie will not appeal to everybody, though. Let's be clear, it won't. But like I said earlier on, if you like Seth Rogen's other movies, if you are a stoner, or if you're a stoner, if you're a big fan of enjoy movies that have dick or sex jokes in it, then this is going to be right up your alley, though. Okay, I mean, it's weird, but it is funny, and I did find it hilarious though. Another thing to point out though is that there is two stories. I'll have a link in the description though. Is the fact that one, there is discussion that they might turn this into a franchise, and I mean might. I don't know how well it will do at the box office, but if the stories come out about how it's doing well, it turns out to be true though. It was $19 million to make though, and they might make $30 million. We may end up seeing a sequel, and quite frankly, I would be down with that. I literally would be down to seeing a sequel to Sausage Party. I definitely would be. Even though I would be down with it, even though it's R-rated and all. I mean, although it almost got the NC-17 rating. From what I understand, though, they cut out a scene where they show the pita breads and, pardon my language of it, the scrotum. In other words, you had a scene where they had his balls and all that stuff, and that scene was cut out, though. Who knows? Maybe we'll see that in maybe an unrated Blu-ray DVD version whatsoever. But in either case though, if you're into that raunchy humor, you're into that kind of stuff, I say give Sausage Party a go. I definitely thought it was humorous. I definitely thought it was funny. Though some people may like the joke, some people may find it offensive, but you know what? If you could tolerate South Park, then chances are you'll tolerate Sausage Party though, alright? Okay, so anyway, that's my thoughts and discussion of Sausage Party though. Take a little break. When we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit about Suicide Squad and what it's doing its second week. So just take a break right there and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 2 of our video that we're doing. And with the second part, I'm going to be talking about Suicide Squad though. Suicide Squad and how it's going to do well this second week. Sort of, though, okay? According to this is from Dateline Hollywood, though. I have a link into the description as well, so you can take a look at that, though. According to this, it says that based on updated industry figures from this morning, the Warner Brothers DC's picture is heading towards a negative 67% second week drop. That's not close to the free fall that Batman versus Superman does, but however though, it will obviously do well at the box office this week. It's still going to be number 1 though, based on the audience's drawing though. It has done well with the under 35 crowd. I've also heard that it's done well with women as well though, and apparently the movie will clear the $200 million mark this week stateside, and it looks like it may be on its way to reach $400 million. So that's not bad, and I have to say, good for Suicide Squad to a certain extent. I mean, I saw the movie last week though, and I thought it was good. I mean, it wasn't the perfect DC film out there. I still think Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy was, Dark Knight being the all-time best one. I think it's way high up there though. But I did not think it was the train wreck that a lot of critics claimed that it was though, okay? I mean, I felt Harley Quinn stand out as the most, and I liked her a lot though in the movie though. But I do hope that this does bring some sigh of relief to basically Warner Brothers to some extent though. However, I still think there is some issues that Warner Brothers does have though, and I think one of my big problems is the fact that Warner Brothers, I feel like they're rushing way too quickly to try to catch up to Marvel, and I think that's one of their biggest problems though, okay? I think people tend to forget though, I'm not saying everybody has, but I think a lot of people tend to forget is that for Marvel, this took them years. This took them years and years and years to reach where they are right now, not to mention years and years of planning. Something that I think, in my opinion, to some degree, DC and Warner Brothers seem to have forgotten though, okay? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Suicide Squad. I don't hate it though. I enjoyed Man of Steel. Batman vs. Superman wasn't perfect, but I don't think it was as awful as people claimed it was though. But I do feel that they're rushing way too quickly, though. I feel like they're trying to play catch up, and I think they need to take their time and do all that, though. I think they have the right idea. I like the dark tone. I don't mind them approaching that to some degree, but, lighten it just a little. I mean, I'm not saying you have to go full Marvel or anything like that, though. But I definitely am pleased. That said, I am definitely pleased that Suicide Squad is going to be #1. And I do hope it does well enough, though, that it does give a sigh of relief to not only Warner Brothers, but I'm hoping we do get a sequel. I would be open to the idea of a sequel to Suicide Squad, though. And I also think, and this is just my opinion, though, I also think people need to stop treating DC films like Marvel films, okay? I've heard this argument before, and to an extent, I kind of agree with this argument, though. The thing is, people tend to forget is that Marvel and DC have two different kinds of styles and two different kinds of approach, okay? When I go see a Marvel movie, I expect to get a quality Marvel film out of it, though, okay? When I see DC, I expect to get a quality DC film. I expect the DC film to be good, though. And I look at it and compare it. Is it a good DC film, or is it a bad DC film like Catwoman, 2004's Catwoman, or 2011's Green Lantern? So I look at it, is it a good DC film or a bad DC film? I'm not going to compare it. I'm not going to try to compare it between Marvel in any way. That's like trying to compare an apple with an orange. Yes, they're both fruits, but they both taste differently, okay? And same thing here. Both have different styles and different approach, and that's fine. I will approach it the way I'm going to approach a DC movie like a DC movie. I'm going to approach a Marvel movie like a Marvel movie, and I think other people should, and even I too think to some degree critics should as well. I think it is a bit unfair to approach a DC movie to a Marvel movie. And as we've seen with the box office sales, though, despite what critics are saying, it seems as though moviegoers are having a different view in it. Though some hate it, some like it, though, but in either case, obviously there is a distrust between what critics are saying and what moviegoers are saying. So overall, I will say for Suicide Squad, I'm glad it's doing well. I hope it continues to do well and makes some money, and I hope it does bring a sigh of relief to Warner Brothers, though. I hope that the DC Cinematic Universe is not in jeopardy, though some will point to the recent letter put out about Wonder Woman, though I take it with a grain of salt. I won't dismiss the letter, but I will be very careful about it. Be sort of careful about it, though. So here's to hoping that Wonder Woman and Justice League of America ultimately performs well as well, though. I'm definitely looking forward to Wonder Woman. I definitely like what I saw from the trailer. Justice League, I'm still going to see it, though. I wasn't exactly as impressed with the trailer, though. Not as much as I was hoping, though. But I am going to give the movie the benefit of the doubt. I definitely want to see it, and I'm not going to go out and assume it's going to be bad or anything. And like I said before, I do not feel this is going to be, another Ghostbusters 2016 kind of situation, though. And which I would like, and which I'm going to end this part 2 on the fact that I really do have, respect for Zack Snyder, okay? While not all of his films are perfect, though, I gotta give the guy credit for, unlike what Paul Feig did with Ghostbusters 2016 and all that stuff, at least he's willing to take the criticism. At least he's willing to do what he can to try to fix the problem, though. So at least I will give him credit for that. And I do think the internet, to some degree, does owe him an apology, though, okay? Now, I'm not saying you have to agree with Batman vs. Superman. I'm not saying you have to in any way, though, but I do think the guy does deserve some credit, though, alright? Anyway, this concludes part 2 of our video. When we come back, I'll finally get to part 3, and we talk about Ghostbusters bombing. I think that's everyone. Yep, Ghostbusters bombing. So we'll get to part 3 very soon, so we'll take a little break, and we'll be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 3 of our video. We're going to be talking about everyone's favorite punching bag for 2016 in terms of movies. Ghostbusters 2016, the controversial one, of course. So as some of you may or may not know, or some of you may have read, according to a story from the Hollywood Reporter, again, I'll have a link in the description, the movie likely it's heading to losing about $70+ million, though, although some claim it could be $100 million, but depending on how it is. But it seems like that's what's going to happen, and that apparently it could basically the sequel could be dead, though. It also points out that while Sony won't comment whether it banished a sequel to Netherworlds, but perhaps telling a rep is saying that the studio is actively is pursuing an animated Ghostbusters feature that could hit theaters 2019 and an animated TV series Ghostbusters Echo Force, which eyeing an early 2018 bow. Both are being guided by Reitman, which, if this is true, who is firmly back in charge of the Ghostbuster Empire via Ghost Corp, subsidy with a mandate to expand the brand across platforms. It was former Sony's chief Amy Pascal who first embraced Paul's vision for the live-action reboot, not Reitman or Rodman, though. So if that's true, it sounds like Reitman, which I'm glad, is now back in charge of Ghostbusters. Hopefully that's true. Hearing all about this and the fact that the movie probably won't perform well, I'm both sad, but at the same time not surprised in any way, though. I'm sad that the movie did not perform well, or because it would have been nice to introduce a new generation to a franchise I grew up watching as a kid, from the movies to, you know, the cartoons. Yes, I even like the Extreme Ghostbusters as well, to the action figures and so on. It was part of my childhood from the 80s, though. That, along with Ninja Turtles. So, on one hand, I am saddened that the movie did not perform well, though. But at the same time, I'm not surprised that the film did not perform well. I think there are a lot of factors that could play into it, such as this year, sequels do not guarantee that the movie's going to be successful. We've seen that with X-Men Apocalypse, Ninja Turtles, Independence Day Resurgent. All three of them I enjoyed, though, but unfortunately did not perform well, or not as well as they had hoped for. So that is one factor, but I also think the biggest factor of them all on why Ghostbusters flopped was the controversy lingering around on it, okay? And as I said in a video of a My 2 Cent video I did about the Ghostbusters controversy, I'll try to put it in the description if you want to see that, though. I have to say, though, that while I still stand behind that there have been racist and sexist remarks made towards the actresses and the movie itself, all right? And I certainly would condemn those writers, bloggers, and YouTubers who defended those comments, saying, oh, it's political correctness. It's bullshit. I do not buy that in any way. So while I will call them out on it, though, I will, however, agree Sony does deserve the criticism, unfortunately. Okay, like it or not, for those who are still trying to defend this movie, the truth of the matter is, and I said this before in my 2 Cent video controversy about Ghostbusters, and I'm going to say it again here. You can't basically call yourself a victim when you have gone so far out to criticize people who've criticized this movie, even if it's a legitimate criticism, even if it's a fair, legitimate criticism that is not sexist or racist in any way, though. File takedown copyright strikes to take down videos of people making those videos, though, and of course leaving sexist and racist comments up that make it feel like you're trying to paint yourself that if this movie flops, you're going to blame someone else as well for your own mistake. That, and I don't think it was smart for Todd Rodman to come out saying, oh, we want all the controversy, bring it in, which in theory, the old saying go, any publicity is good publicity, which might be true to some extent, but sometimes that doesn't always work, and sometimes it could backfire and hurt you, like Donald Trump. Anyway, though, I mean, so unfortunately, banking on the controversy was not the smartest move that they did. We're calling out everybody who criticized the movie being racist and sexist. Yes, there were racist and sexist comments, And I do think those people deserve to be called out, though, all right? Make no mistake. I don't disagree with that, though, okay? And, all right? But, like I said, Sony, you share the blame on this, though, okay? You chose to bank only on the controversy, and this is what the result got you, though, okay? And you know what's sad, though? You know what's sad is that I would have given this movie a chance. I may have said this before, but I'll say it again. I would have given this movie a chance, okay? I don't have an issue in all-female cast Ghostbusters, provided, you know, you have the right writers, actress, director, and you're able to communicate that message clearly, though. Had Sony did that, had Sony addressed the concerns about this reboot, gone out of the way of saying, look, we get it. You're concerned about this. You're concerned that we're going to fuck it up, though. And we want to address it and make it clear. We're going to be respectful to it. We're going to make sure that we appeal to not only bringing in new crowds, but to the old guard, the old Ghostbuster fans as well, to make sure you guys are pleased with this as well. Had Sony did that to a certain extent, though, then I believe the movie would be in a better position than it is right now, okay? I mean, yes, you would still have your detractors, you would still have some trolls, and you would still have some people who you'd still have some people who would make, you know, the racist and sexist remarks, which is terrible, though. But I don't believe this movie would have turned into the giant shitstorm that it had turned into, okay? I think the film would have been in a better position than it is. Unfortunately, that's not the case, though, okay? And I think Ghostbusters 2016 will not be remembered for basically introducing a classic franchise to a new generation. I think Ghostbusters 2016 will forever be remembered for the amount of shitstorm it created, though. And that's unfortunate, though. That's very unfortunate. And given how the video game, the studio closed as well, I did another video on that a while back, though. I just think that right now the brand's been poisoned, and so I hope Ivan Reitman, if he has the rights back to if the whole franchise is back into his hands right now, he's going to have to work hard to convince people why we should give it after how Ghostbusters 2016 was handled, though. So I'm glad he has control over it, but I feel it's an uphill battle for him. I feel like he's going to have to convince a lot of people why giving this franchise another chance after what happened, though. So fingers crossed on it. I hope the nostalgic and the magic that made the original 80s, you know, both the cartoons, the action figures, and the two movies. Yes, I'm probably one of the people who actually enjoyed Ghostbusters 2. Maybe not as good as the first one. I'll agree with that, though. But I still enjoyed the sequel. I do still enjoy the second one. So hopefully the brand can. Hopefully they can revive the brand again, though. But again, with Ghostbusters 2016 and the amount of controversy and the fact that the movie bombed, he's got an uphill battle. So I hope Ivan Reitman could pull it back. I hope he's finally got the rights back if this report from a Hollywood Reporter turns out to be true and all. All right. Anyway, this concludes my video, my 2 cents video about my thoughts on Sausage Party, Suicide Squad in the second week, and of course Ghostbusters bombing. And again, these are my opinions. But what are yours, though? All right. Did you enjoy Sausage Party as much as I did? Did not, though? Do you care? Do you think the movie's offensive, or do you don't think it's as offensive as people claim it is? Were you laughing? Were you not? Are you open for a sequel? Or you're not open for a sequel? Do you think the movie should have gotten the NC-17 rating and kept, you know, the pita bed scrolls in it, or not? Or do you think, or are you happy with the R-rated version, or do you think, or do you believe you'll see like a director's cut of that one? And what about Suicide Squad coming into the second week? Do you think this is a sigh of relief to Warner Brothers? Do you think it's not a sigh of relief? Are you seeing it again? Or do you think you've seen it once, you're not going to see it again, or you haven't seen it at all, or don't want to bother seeing it, though? And what about Ghostbusters bombing at the box office? Are you pleased that it bombed? Are you disappointed that it bombed, though? Do you care less, though? So, Do you want the rights to go back to Ivan Reitman? Do you think Ivan Reitman has a chance to revive it after Ghostbusters 2016, or do you think Ghostbusters 2016 just killed it? Literally just killed it right there, though. All right. Anyway, sound off on the comment section. Let me know what you think. Whether you agree or disagree with me in my video, or you have a different take on the situation, though. As always, I hope you liked the video, though. I hope you also subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be great if you do, and all. And of course, feel free to share the video if you want to. As always, this concludes this video, though. Hopefully I'll get to do another video soon, though. Maybe next week, though, depending on what the situation is, though. So I will see you again next time when I do another video, though. It's afternoon in Southern California, so have a great afternoon or evening where you guys are, or morning if you're up all night watching this or something like that. So hope to see you again next time when I do another video, alright? So from Southern California, I wish you guys a good afternoon. Bye.
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, bunny. We used to play pretend, wake up, you need the money. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah.